Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Meet Praneeth. In today's video, we are going to discuss a very important topic. As you know, it's March. That means a lot of people will be applying for their H1-B lotteries. And the process is that you start your registration for the H1-B lottery, and once you have registered, then the uscis system will pick a number of people that who can then apply for an H1-B with the uscis. And once your H1-B is approved, then you can start working from October 1st, and then you can go back to your home country, get it stamped, and so on and so forth. Now, the reason why this specific video, there are a lot of videos and people have made videos on H1-B. I have also made videos on H1-B describing the H1-B process and stuff. But today's video is special because what are the alternatives if you don't get selected in the third lottery? So each H1-B applicant who is coming from a non-profit industry gets 3 lottery chances. That means once you graduate out of your master's or from your bachelor school, and then once you start working, let's say you start working on STEM OPT or OPT, then you'll get 3 chances to apply for H1-B lottery. Let's say you were unlucky and you didn't get selected in the first one. You'll try for the second one. Let's say you didn't get selected in the second one as well. Then the question comes, what will happen in the third one? Because it's all a probability game. It's a random game. You will not be able to predict it whether you'll be get selected or not. And let's say you are very unfortunate and you were not selected for the third time as well. Then the question comes, what are my options? And what can I start doing to make sure that the situation I'm in right now is more feasible and more easy to traverse through? So in today's video, let's discuss some of these alternatives and see what we can do as an alternative to H1-B not selected in all the 3 lotteries routes. So let's start with some statistics. I generally see a trend that around 400k to 500k people register for H1-B lottery, and out of that only 120 or 100k people are selected. That means only 25% people are selected for the final action, or people who can finally go ahead and apply for the H1-B visa. So the question comes, what are my alternatives? Now, the first alternative that comes to my mind, and I tell a lot of people to apply this alternative, is go for H1-B non-profit. So there are 2 types of H1-B. One is H1-B profit, which generally the profit industries or industries which make profit apply for you. And then there is a second category, which is H1-B non-profit or CapExempt, which is filed by institutions like universities, non-profit institutions, research institutions, and so on and so forth. So I tell people that, well, there is no harm to try for a non-profit H1-B company or institution, because that would give you some stability while applying for the visa and getting the process done. And as there is no lottery, you can directly apply for it in premium processing, get it approved, and start working for that particular employer. I know a lot of people choose to work for profit employers because there's a difference between non-profit and profit in terms of salary and in terms of other functionalities and stuff. But there is no reason to hold back yourself in case you think that your third lottery step or the round might not be profitable or might not be in your favor. Now, the second option that comes to my mind is O-1. Now, O-1 visa is very similar to H1-B. It also stands for 3 years and can be renewed for another 3 years and so on and so forth. But the criteria for O-1 is pretty strict. And it's kind of, the criteria resemble the EB-1 criteria. However, the process of obtaining O-1 visa is not that hard or tough as EB-1. So in terms of criteria, if I just quickly tell you, it's like critical role, high salary, publications, citations, recommendation letters, people telling about your work and telling uscis that you have that ability, an extraordinary ability, and that's why the O-1 visa should be given to you. And O-1 comes in 2 flavors, O-1A and O-1B. O-1A is for people who are in from business, education, science, athletics. However, O-1B is reserved for people who are from the art background. Let's say they're in cinema industry or they're in some painting industry and so on and so forth. Now, I will make a complete video on O-1 visa, which will explain all these steps and criteria. Here, the objective is to just tell you that O-1 is another alternative where you can apply for O-1 visa, and that doesn't have any lottery system. Is more like a direct application to uscis, proving that you have an extraordinary ability in your field and you should be awarded that visa. Now, if you remember, I made a video with Shantanu, who cracked EB-1A from master's degree and he was a technical engineer manager, and he also got an O-1 before filing his EB-1. So if you don't not watch this video, I'll put the link in the description. Go watch that video and see how he approached the whole O-1 process. Now, coming to the next thing on my list is EB-5. So a lot of people, let's say you are coming from a family which has funds to fund your EB-5 program. Or let's say you have enough savings, like around $1 million saving, that you can invest in the United States to get a green card directly using EB-5. Now in EB-5 route, again, it is a completely different story. A lot of information is there, but the gist is that you can invest around $1 million in US industries. You can open a business, employ US citizens as your employees, and then you can open a business, and that way you can show USCIS that you are creating employment for the United States, and you can be given a EB-5 green card. The other one is EB-1. Let's say you're in your STEM OPT, or let's say you've missed your first 2 rounds of lottery and you think you have that profile for EB-1. And if you want to discuss, I'm always open to help people. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. My whole channel is talk about EB-1 at most of the time. And I'm doing an EB-1 webinar on 12th of March from 1 p.m. EST to 2:30 p.m. EST. I'll also put that link in the description. Do join that if you have time and if you're interested in seeing how you can apply for EB-1. And it doesn't matter if you come from academic or a non-academic profile. People have proved it over and over again, and I'm trying to make those videos to show you how you can do it. So again, EB-1, coming back to the topic, EB-1 is another alternative that you can go for. Apply your green card directly from your F1 visa, get your green card, and just stay in the country as you like and work for the employer as you like. The other one is, a lot of people are hesitant to talk about it, but let's say you missed all the 3 chances. Now there are 2 options. One is you can go back to your home country and continue working in the same domain for a different employer or a same employer. The other one is going to Canada. And I think both the options are not that bad. The reason is, let's say you go to Canada and let's say you are in a manager position and you have already worked here for 1 year. You can go back to Canada, work again for a year for the same company as a manager in a managerial role, and come back on L1 visa, and then you can apply your EB-1C. Now, again, that is a different topic and a lot of has to be covered on that, and I'll make a video on that for sure. Similarly, in India, like, it's your decision, and let's say you don't want to stay in the United States forever, then that could be another decision you can take to go back to the home country, wherever you come from, and continue your life there. Or try the EB-1C path, where you go as a manager, stay there for 1 year, come back to the United States. Here again, you stay for 1 year as a manager in a managerial or an executive role, and then apply for EB-1C. Now, the other one that is on my list is going back to school. So let's say you have failed all the 3 chances and EB-1 is not in your option, EB-5 is not working for you, you don't want to invest that much money, and you also don't want to go back to school, let's say your home country or Canada. And let's say O-1 is also not seeming a very helpful option, and you don't want to work for non-profit industry. So let's say everything has failed for you, you don't want to do anything else. Then the option that stays in front of you is going back to school. Now, either you can do a second master's, you can do a MBA, you can do a PhD and you can go back to school as an F1 student. Now, for that, the procedure again is like, I think you will have to get an admission, then you'll have to get your F1 stamped if it's about to expire, and then you can continue as a student in the United States. Now, there's another thing that is very prevalent, and I have seen people doing it, is Day1 CPT. Now, I will rather not comment on it, whether it's legal and illegal, but I think from USCIS perspective, they don't think it's good to do. The reason is it can become a problem later when you are going for your immigration on your green card journey, or let's say as a US citizen journey. But again, it's a very far-fetched thing. I'm not very sure how it works, but I have read some articles which show that if you have been in a graduate school for almost a year, and then you join a new school, then you can start working as Day1 CPT. So I'm not sure how it all turns out to be, but if you're going for Day1 CPT, make sure that the school you're going for is legit, and the course you're going for is legit, and it's very well documented, and it's not in the USCIS or DHS blacklist. And you can go and check. So University of like USCIS and DHS or Center for Border Control or Border Patrol has already a list of universities that they think are blacklisted and they are just running businesses of CPTs. So make sure your school you're trying to go to is not in that list, and make sure everything you're trying to do is legit and is in within the capacity of the law. So make sure you talk to an attorney before you take any of these actions. But all the other options are very feasible options, and I wanted to discuss this to make sure you get that alternative in your mind and you don't have that scenario where you don't know what to do next. And I think if you're not very sure in what will happen in your third lottery, you should start working on the other alternatives as soon as possible, like looking for a job in non-profit, looking for an O-1 option, looking for EB-5, EB-1. I think those are very feasible options to see and think and try for them. So that was it. I just wanted to make a very short video and make you understand your alternatives if you have missed your third lottery or you think you would not be in luck this time. Now, preparing is always better. Be prepared. That will help you moving forward and in traversing the situation without any hassle and tassel. And just a quick reminder again, I'm doing an EB1 webinar on the channel live from YouTube on 12th March, 1 p.m. EST to 2:30 p.m. EST. The whole idea is I'll talk about EB1, I'll share my journey, I'll share what are the requirements, what are the criteria, and how you can apply to EB1 green card with an academic and non-academic profile. And I'll also entertain questions from the audience, and also I'll discuss some profiles that I have seen recently and how they are turning out to be EB1 successful recipients. So let's connect on LinkedIn. Let's make sure we are helping each other go towards the journey that we want to and have a good life in US without any immigration hassles. And the disclaimer that I always say is, whenever you're going to take the final action, think thoroughly, make sure you have gone through all the checks and you have talked to an immigration attorney and work with an immigration attorney to take the final step. Yeah, I think that's it for the video. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next video that will be live directly on 12th, 1 p.m.